one summons a servant, the seventh one who is not yet a master, this Holy Grail war will commence. It is said that the Holy Grail can grant any wish. A master who loses all three of their command spells will be unable to control their servant and faces death. Hold. Yo, this guy! What the hell is happening now? The day of fate comes to a close. No, this night is the start of fate. There are 6, including myself now. Once the last one summons a servant, the seventh one who is not yet a master, this Holy Grail war will commence. It's not far ahead. The battle I've waited 10 years for is about to commence. It is now February 1st. The Holy Grail War. It is a great ritual which has been practiced for hundreds of years. If one enters the ritual, one must eliminate the other 6, as it is a battle for one's life. I don't know when the Holy Grail War began. It is said that the Holy Grail is in the land of Fuyuki, and that many Magi have fought each other here in the past. They had only one purpose: to obtain the noble phantasm called the Holy Grail. What the hell is a noble phantasm? But the origin of the Holy Grail is unknown. It's certain that it never received the blood of God, but its power matches that of the one in the legend. Yes, it is said that the Holy Grail can grant any wish. Only one has the right to possess it. The Holy Grail can only grant one wish for one person, but 7 Magi are needed to summon a Holy Grail in this land. 1 miracle, 7 collaborators. Well, the point is, it was only a matter of time before a fight broke out over the Holy Grail. It began like an ordinary fight over resources. The 7 Magi used the power of the Holy Grail equally to each summon a familiar, a servant, to battle the other Magi. Only one Magus will obtain the Holy Grail, and so each of them treated the other 6, once allies, now as enemies, and a gruesome fight began. This is the ritual called the Holy Grail War, a competition between Magi for the Holy Grail. The Magi chosen by the Holy Grail are called Masters, and each Master receives a powerful familiar called a servant by the grace of the Holy Grail. There are 2 proofs that one is a master: summoning a servant and making it obey, and obtaining the 3 command spells that can order the servant. The first goes without saying. Yesterday, no, a few hours ago to be exact, I summoned Acha to be my servant. That leaves only the second. I must protect to the end this command spell that binds the servant. For a master, this is probably the most important thing of all. The pattern inscribed on my right hand after summoning Archer, this is the command spell. This holy sign granted by the Holy Grail is the proof of a master who has summoned a servant. This mark with concentrated magical energy is an instantaneous thing, not an eternal one. It is consumed by use, and as the appearance suggests, it has 1 use for each strike. In other words, it only 3 times. A master who loses all 3 of their command spells will be unable to control their servant and faces death. So, the command spell must be guarded as closely as one's life. It hurts my head to think that I've used one right at the start, but it wasn't completely meaningless, so I'll call it good. because it's not unusual for servants to go against their masters. Well, that sucks. I'm fortunate to have been able to chain him using one command spell. Well, that's the gist of it. The Holy Grail War will start when the 7 servants are all summoned. I can't just sleep in. I don't know when the last master will appear, but it should be soon. Ohio! Where's Asa Gohan? I'm so tired. Looking out of the window dazed, I noticed the sun's already way up. I feel your pain. Glancing at the clock, I confirmed to myself that I'll be skipping school today. Well, you did summon him yesterday, so I sit up in the bed and take a deep breath. I'm not tired just because I'm not a morning person. Like Archer said, a master who has just summoned their servant cannot function satisfactorily. Oh my goodness. I'm not a morning person either, so I feel your pain. I can remember clearly. Well, it's not something I want to remember, but even if I don't like it, there's no second chance. Well, let's test it out then. I slowly climb out of bed. I fight a bit against the unseasonably warm air and my desire to stay wrapped up in my blanket. I feel that every morning. I knock out the desire to go back to sleep in the 3rd second of the match and check myself in the mirror. Nothing's obviously wrong, except for the fact that I have only about half the usual magical energy in my body. Everything's up to par. For now, I want to check the situation. The servant I summoned is Archer. He's a rude guy with no manners to spare his summoner and master. And on top of that, he doesn't know who he is. Oh, I'm getting a headache already. What is a noble phantasm? Servants are powerful familiars on their own, but what makes them the most powerful is in fact that they all have one powerful secret move. Oh, the problem is Archer says he can't remember what it is. Oh, that really sucks then. Nobody told you to have the wrong times for the clocks when you did your summon. That's right, and this is how things ended up, and we're both in the same boat. I hope he sorts out his memory soon, but with the way he's acting right now, who knows when that'll be. Honestly, looks like we got a load of problems ahead. Totally. What do you mean? Did he cook you like a gourmet breakfast? The living room is just the way it is. Oh, wait, all right. This room was messed up before, right? I only expected him to clear up the rubble, so I'm moved that he went this far. He must have felt bad about making such a mess of the living room, or he wouldn't have done this. Or maybe he just wanted to prove that he's a legend. I could call him admirable, or maybe just a nice guy. Alright, screw you. I take it back. This shameless attitude doesn't deserve any praise at all. What are you trying to say, man? What are you implying, homie? I'm getting a headache. Why is my servant checking my cleanliness? They say servants think only of battles, so maybe this guy's broken. Wow, so at home in a stranger's house, Archer stands, takes out a new teacup without a moment's confusion and pours a fine rose-colored tea. What is happening? There are all sorts of things I want to say, but I surprisingly don't feel like interrupting him. Every aspect of his motion is refined, and you could even say he is being considerate. What is this face? I take a seat. He hands me the teacup silently, and I take a sip. Oh, it's good. Of course, it's an exotic Chinese tea. It's the best part of my favorite leaf, so I'd get mad if it tasted bad. In fact, I get mad when someone uses one of my favorites without permission. Yes, I would get mad, but when it's brewed so wonderfully, I'm too happy to complain. Hold.
感想が聞きたかったが、その顔では聞くまでもない。
Yo, this guy! Yo, we fighting. I slammed the cup down on the table. Uh-oh.
もったいない。熱いうちに味わった方がいいぞ。私が気に障るなら消えているが。
I wish I could breathe through my nose, dude.
ごちそうさま。結構よ。私は茶坊主が欲しくてマスターになったわけじゃないわ。あなたもね。Oh man, poor tea. You gotta drink tea when it's hot, man.
私も茶坊主になったり、後片付けをするために契約したわけではない。君がそういうのならば、これからは気をつけよう。
ええ、私が求めているのは戦力としての使い魔よ。家事をこなすサーバントなんて聞いたことがないし、する必要も特にないわ。
特にはないとはどういう意味？
別に好きなようにとって結構よ。それよりあなた自分の正体を思い出せた？
I don't think it's gonna be that easy. Archer shakes his head, just as I thought. It's bad. If he can't remember it after one night, it's not gonna come back easily. Even if we test various things today, this is still.
あなたの記憶に関してはおいおい対策を考えとく。じゃあ出かける支度をして、はっちゃん。召喚されたばかりで勝手もわからないでしょ。街を案内してあげるから。
出かける支度？いや、そんな必要はないだろう。出るのならば。
Go like that? Are you insane?
あのね、そんな格好で出歩くつもり？どう見ても普通じゃないし、他のマスターが見たら一発でサーバントってわかるじゃない。
Word! We need to do this stealthily.
自分から私はマスターですなんて言いふらす気はないんだけど。
ああ、そういうことか。それも問題はない。確かに着替える必要はあるが、それは実体化している時だけでね。
Wait, people can't see you?
サーバントはもともと霊体だ。非戦闘時には霊体になってマスターにかける負担を減らす。
Oh, that's convenient.
ああ、そっか。召喚されたって英霊は英霊だものね。霊体に肉体を与えるのはマスターの魔力なんだから、私が魔力提供をカットすれば。
自然。我々も霊体に戻る。そうなったサーバントは守護霊のようなものだ。レイラインで繋がっているマスター以外には
Ley line. Sounds like Outlaw Star. Oh gosh, I haven't watched that show in forever. I think they called it Outlaw Star the Galactic Ley line.
ああ。だが魔術師は魔術師を知覚できるだろう。それと同じで。
So that's how it works, huh? Okay.
優れた魔術を知るサーバントならば、遠く離れたサーバントの位置さえ把握するだろう。
Sounds like you might be more useful than I thought. Just as Archer says, a master is usually a great magus. A magus with a strong magical energy is sensitive to other magical energy, but as far as I know, no one in this town has magical energy that strong. Well, what if they can mask it?
で、あんたはどうなの？
マスター、私のクラスは何か忘れたのか？と。
Well, I guess not. Wait, what do you mean? A job for a knight? Aren't you an archer? Archer's magical energy isn't that strong. I expect only the servant caster would have enough magical energy to locate enemies from a distance.
わかったわ。じゃあとりあえず後についてきて、あーちゃん。あなたの呼び出された世界を見せてあげるから。
Why couldn't we get caster then if we're not gonna get saber?
そう目新しいものではなさそうだがね。それよりマスター、君大切なことを忘れていないか。
Are you still in your pajamas or something?
え？大切なことって何？
まったく君まだ本調子ではないぞ。
Wait, what are you talking
契約にお
about?
いて最も重要な交換を私たちは未だしていない。
The most important exchange?
最も重要な交換。
Equivalent exchange? This ain't alchemy, bro. No, fundamentally the reward for the servant is to participate in the Holy Grail War. There shouldn't be any more exchanges necessary.
君な、朝は弱いんだな、本当に。
Archer says so in surprise. Listening to his sarcastic comment, I realized something. Come to think of it, he hasn't addressed me by... Oh.
ああ、しまった。名前。
思い当たったか。まあ、今からでも遅くはないさ。
Tosakarin.
君の名前は？
Archer asks sulkily. Damn it, he's a good person. Yes, there's no mistake. After all, there's no meaning to exchanging names. Servant and master have a relationship forced upon them by the command spell. For a contract with a normal familiar, the exchange of names has a great deal of meaning, but no such bond is needed between master and the servant. But still, Archer calls it important. It is proof that of trust that we shall be fighting alongside each other even without the command spell.
私、遠坂凛よ。あなたの好きなように呼んでいいわ。
I answered bluntly, unable to be true to my feelings. Well, actually, it'd probably be easier for me to be addressed in a reserved manner like you or master, and he'll probably call me that. But that said, Archer mutters my name to himself. What? Why is he smiling?
リンと。ああ。この響きは。
I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. He says something outrageous.
リン、どうした？
Yeah, I think she's about to kill you, dude.
うるさい。いいからさっさと行くわよ、あーちゃん。とにかくのんびりしてる暇なんてないんだから。
But your pajamas, though. I turn away and start walking. I'm vexed. I don't know why, but I am. Did Archer say that just to make me feel this way?
こいつなら絶対そうだ。
Yes, that must be it. So my face getting hot and my heart pounding, they're all part of his plan. Be careful, Rin. You're gonna have to work with this crooked guy from now on.